The Old Guard 2 has dropped on Netflix, so let's talk about it.
I'm at peace.
Didn't look that peaceful when you were throwing that guy out the window.
After Andy and her immortals go on a bunch of missions, someone from the past returns with her goal to kill Andy and her immortal group. So they must have to work together and try and stop her before it's too late. This is the sequel to The Old Guard, which came out back in the year 2020, and it's starring Charlize Theron once again. So, without further ado, let's get to the review. Please let me know, did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was okay? Did you love it? Please let me know what you thought of The Old Guard 2 in the comments. Also, all the reviews I do are spoilers, so not gonna be spoilers, go watch the movie, then come back and watch this video. Also, I have a lot of content on my channel, check those out once this video is done, and we're kicking off things with the positives. Okay, now I just want to mention that, I did not really have much knowledge on The Old Guard. All I knew was based off the comic. These are immortal characters, and it's starring Charlize Theron. Those three things. That's all I knew about it. And yeah, it was a film. Whenever I scrolled on Netflix, found a lot. I was just like, this is getting some hype. And then I watched the trailer and stuff, and I was like, yeah, this looks good. And then I put it to the side for a while. In like January, February of this year, I was just like, then I found out that the second one's coming out, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna watch the first one like a day or something before the second one comes out. So then I just decided to put it on my to-watch list and forgot about the film, and then I realized, oh hey, yeah, the second one's coming out this month. Yeah. And then I watched the first one, and yeah, the first one was a really good film. It's like a 7 or 7.5 out of 10 for me. I think it's a really good movie. Had a good time with it, but I don't think it's like great or amazing or anything like some people put it as. But I think it's a really good film. And then I watched the trailer for the second one, which I don't think I ever watched the trailer for the second one. I watched like the little teaser they put out, but I never watched the trailer for the second one. I have no clue why, but watched it, and yeah, I got really excited for this film. And now let's actually get talking about the positives. Because I watched it. But anyway, my first positive for the film is the action. That's what we come to see these movies for, is to see these immortals kick butt and get some good action in. And yes, this film has awesome action. Like, the film opens up with this big action sequences, I'd like to put it, where Andy and her group and stuff, they go to this mansion, and we get some good action there. Hand-to-hand combat, gunfights, all that stuff there. We get an awesome car chase sequence where this one guy, I don't know his name, where he's like hanging, like he's being dragged on the car with his like hands around the door and stuff because he just like came onto the car with his friend or whatever, and his legs are just being dragged and they're like flipping up like they're noodles. Like, obviously he's immortal, but I thought that was like hilarious. Then we also get some like hand-to-hand combat fight sequences there and here and there in the middle of the film. But really, the only like disappointing part of the action is like there's the beginning action, big action sequence, and then there's the final battle. There's nothing like in between. So it's just like little hand-to-hand combat sequences in between, that's it. But still, thought the action was awesome. The final battle, awesome stuff. Hand-to-hand combat sequences, sword fights, gun fights, all that stuff. And I found that really enjoyable. I thought the final battle, it's like the final 40 minutes of the film, that was awesome stuff. It goes full pedal, it just keeps going, doesn't stop. That was a lot of fun with the final battle. Now, yeah, so the action was awesome. Maybe the action might have been better than the action in the first film. I'm not saying that the second one's better, saying that the action in the second film might be better than the first. I don't know. But anyway, action, awesome in this film. My second positive is the acting from Charlize Theron. Now, this is an actress that I don't really see around a lot. I just know her. Not personally. That would be amazing if I actually knew a celebrity. No. But I know who she is and stuff. I know some movies that she's in. There's that Atomic Blonde movie that David Leitch directed. I've never seen it. I don't think I will. But I know she's in that. A couple other movies. But anyway, I knew that she was in these films, obviously. And I thought that she was great in the first film. But in this film, I think she does even better. There's this one sequence, big spoilers ahead, in the final battle where Duncan, who is like... Or sorry, not Duncan, Booker. I'm thinking of Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm sorry, guys. Booker, who is her best friend, he gets killed off. Yeah, they kill Booker. He was in the first movie, and then at the end, he like betrayed them and stuff. So then they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna go like 100 years without seeing us." Which, yeah, okay, I think they're going a little too far with this immortal stuff. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, they kill off Booker. How, you may ask, is it turns out that the latest immortal, the last immortal, which is Nile, if she stabs you, you will lose your like immortalness, and that's what happens with Booker. He like wants to get stabbed. He doesn't want to have his immortalness anymore. He wants to be with, and then he like trades it into Andy, Charlize Theron's character, and she has immortalness again because she lost it in the end of the first film because Nile stabbed her in the beginning. And that's what happens here. So then he doesn't have his immortalness anymore, and he's fighting everybody, and then he like makes a sacrifice where he closes this door, so Andy's on the other side trying to break through the glass using her axe, trying to break down the door, and then Booker's just getting stabbed by all these guards and stuff, and he dies. Booker dies. So yeah, rest in peace, Booker. I think that I enjoyed his character. I think he was a fun guy. I could tell that he was gonna die. I don't know what it was, but I saw in the trailer that just somebody was gonna die, and I was just like, it's probably gonna be Booker. He's probably gonna want his like redemption arc for the first film where he betrayed them. So I think that's what he's gonna want to do here. Rest in peace, Booker. But anyway, they kill him off, and Charlize Theron's like reaction to him dying was great. She's just trying to break the glass, break down the door with her axe and stuff. And she just crying and all that. Like, I thought that she had a great reaction. I almost got emotional watching that sequence thing. Charlize Theron crushed it with this emotional reaction. I don't think it's, like, out of this world or anything. We've had a lot better. Look at Stranger Things. Caleb McLaughlin. I always get his name mixed up. Caleb McLaughlin, I think he had an out of this world reaction. Same with Gaten Matarazzo. But anyway, I'm not going to compare movies and shows. It's kind of weird. But anyway, Charlize Theron, she was really good with her reaction to Booker dying, who was like her best friend for a long time. So Booker is the first one to die. I keep saying that. Anyway, yeah, the acting, and it's not just that scene. I think Charlize Theron was great throughout the film. Sorry about the noise. My chair is creaking. It's getting old. I need to get a new one. Anyway, I think that might be on my positives. Yep, that's all my positives. Let's head to the negatives. Now, my first negative for the film is I don't like how this movie wasn't taken too seriously. Yeah, the first one had its like little jokes and kind of like little cheesy moments here and there, but the first one was a lot more serious, which I really liked. This film, on the other hand, no. This movie is making all these jokes throughout, and they're not funny, which I actually, just didn't like it. How they just keep making these jokes. It wasn't awful. like with the jokes, I don't think there's like so many. It's not like Thor: Love and Thunder or whatever, or they're just like making all these dumb jokes. No, this movie makes decent amount of jokes that aren't funny, which I didn't like. But even other than the dumb jokes, which is a thing I didn't like throughout the film. Also, it's just still not taken seriously. Without the dumb jokes, it's still not taken seriously. Everyone's just like having a good time and stuff, and they're not like, this villain is more threatening than the villain in the first movie, and still you're not even taking it literally. So I don't know what it was, the script, whatever. I think that the acting was a little toned down. Other than Charlize Theron and the guy who played Booker, those two, great in this film. Everyone else? No. They're fine. Niall, I thought that she was disappointing in this film because she was one of, if not my favorite character from the first movie. She was great at first. This film, now that she's like used to everything, she does missions, all that stuff, I found her to be a little disappointing. And what they do with her character, where they make it so that if she stabs you, you lose your immortality or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know if I was a fan of that, what they do with their character there, but fine. I don't like how they brought back Quinn. I said that before. The first one ends in a cliffhanger where, yes, Quinn is brought back, where she was trapped in the sea for centuries, I think, or whatever, which is so painful to think about. Like, I was sitting there just thinking about how bad that can be, where you just keep drowning and drowning and drowning over and over again, where you're just lonely. All that stuff. I found that to be, very painful to think about. And they brought her back at the cliffhanger of the first one where she goes to see Booker. Yes, and the film opens up basically where we see her brought back. Don't know if I'm a fan of that, bringing her back. And she is actually really annoying for a lot of the film, where for some reason she gets mad at Andy for not looking for her enough. Andy spent years out of her life looking for her, and then she stopped, and that's how Quinn gets mad at her. She's just like, yeah, you didn't look enough for me. I looked for years. What do you want? Like, that is just such a bad thing to get mad at a friend about. And she chooses the villain side over her friend she's known for centuries. She chooses the villain side over her friends. That was a weird decision. So I don't like what they do with her character. The ending where, like, she has the bun, she chooses not to press it, which is bomb. And yeah, she chooses not to press it. Like, that's when, like, I started liking her a little bit, where then they decide to go hunt down the villain of the film. Okay, yeah, I like what they did there with her character. And yeah, that's really a lot of my negatives. Now my next one, I'm just be talking about basically like the ending of the film. Now the ending, a lot of people are getting pissed off about on the internet. I didn't find it to be awful. It's just the same ending as the first movie. So if you don't like this ending, you're probably not gonna like the first movie's ending. And let's get straight to it. So the final battle happens, blah blah blah, Booker dies, all that stuff, and three of the people, the two guys who are in a relationship, and then the other guy who is in Another Simple Favor. He's also in the first Simple Favor, but he's also in Another Simple Favor from earlier this year. That guy, they brought him in as a new character. They keep just bringing back, oh yeah, this guy also has immortal powers. I don't know why they do that. But anyway, the guys who are in a relationship and the guy from Another Simple Favor, they get like locked in a room, and then they get this like free stuff on them. So then they get bagged up and all that. And then, yeah, Booker dies. Like, I can't even say that enough. And then Niall, I'm pretty sure, gets kidnapped as well. Yeah. So that happens. And yeah, they get taken. And yeah, and then, like I said before, Quinn and Niall had a little battle there, and Niall stabbed Quinn, so now she lost her immortality, or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But anyway, she lost her powers, so then now she just a normal human being with no immortality or whatever you want to call it. But Charlize Theron, Andy, she has it, but Quinn, no. Anyway, so then she just decides not to press the button because the place is covered in a bomb, and she's just like about to press it. She's like, no. Decides not to. They sleep, hang out a little bit, and then they're just like, okay, we need to go get them back. So then they get all their armor and weapons on, and then they are just like, let's go. And then they leave, and the film ends. So yes, it ends in a cliffhanger. So yes, there will be The Old Guard 3. Don't know if I'm like the biggest fan of that ending, but I'm not as pissed off as other people. I was expecting that this film would have like an awful ending. No, it ends in a cliffhanger, so it's not going to be like, it's cliffhanger. You've seen it so many times. It's not a ending where people don't need to get so pissed off about. It's not the end of the world ending here. But still, I'm not the biggest fan of it. This movie is like an hour and 43 minutes long. And the first film was like it was like 2 hour and 6 minute movie. So it was almost a 2 hour and 10 minute movie. This movie could have been that. Could have been like 2 hour and 10 minutes if they could have extended the final battle where they get taken, they leave, we get this awesome fight, they save their friends, or some of them die, I don't know. But they get to that and they show this actual final battle. Instead of making this third film this entire battle, like, it's not. How are they going to make a movie? Like, they're going to have to make this movie like an hour and 20 minutes long. It's going to have to be really short. I don't know how they're going to make this battle so epic. We already had the epic battle. We don't need another epic battle. Like, they need to end this movie. Just the second one should have ended it all. If they want to make a third film, fine. That can have a different plot or whatever. No, they decided to make, hey, we're going to do a part 2. Like, the second one was the first one had a cliffhanger leading to the second one. Now, the second one's going to have a cliffhanger. But this cliffhanger is not going to lead into another film. It's going to, literally, it's going to, it's going to lead into another film. But it's going to be like, I don't know. Leading to the final battle, I don't know if I'm a fan of that. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Now the question that a lot of you are probably asking. Which film is better? The Old Guard or The Old Guard 2? By the way, I always do this with sequels where like I ask which film is better. Tell me in the comments what's better, The Old Guard or The Old Guard 2. You guys know what I'm going to say. The Old Guard, that's a lot better. Second one, First one, oh yeah, a lot better. Really good film. Alright, that's all my negatives. Let's get to the ratings. Alright, so I'm going to give The Old Guard 2 a 5 out of 10. I thought this was an okay film. But yeah, the action was awesome. And I found myself kind of having fun. So yeah, it's a totally watchable and kind of enjoyable film. But it does have its downside with the acting. I thought that was and a lot of the jokes just didn't land for me. But everything else, fine. So that's why I'm giving The Old Guard 2 a 5 out of 10. I'll see you in the next one.